Have you ever had an electrical appliance stop working? And after opening it, you discovered that it contained an exploded capacitor? If you're unsure what to do with that capacitor, this video is for you. A capacitor, like any other faulty component, can be replaced. Here, we need to delve into the theory and understand what a capacitor is and how it works. A capacitor is an electronic energy storage device that can be used to smooth out pulsating voltage. A capacitor has two important parameters: capacitance and voltage. These parameters tell us how much energy a capacitor can store at a given voltage. Capacitance is usually expressed in microfarads. The second important characteristic is the rated voltage. The rated voltage is the maximum voltage a capacitor can withstand. If the voltage applied to it is higher, the capacitor may explode. If you have an identical capacitor, there are no problems. We install it and enjoy life. But if you don't have one, things get a little more complicated. To get the required capacitance, I can take two capacitors and connect them in parallel. This way, their capacitances will be combined. Yes, the capacitance will be slightly smaller than required, but in most cases this is not critical. This is a very useful life hack. To achieve the required capacitance, you can connect up to 10 capacitors in parallel. Just remember that you'll need extra space for the new capacitor. Luckily, my device already has it. But it also happens that you have a capacitor of the required capacitance, but its rated voltage is different. For example, I need a 1000 microfarad, 10-volt capacitor, but I only have 1000 microfarads, 16 volts, and 25 volts. Can I use them? Of course I can. A capacitor with a higher voltage can always be used in place of a lower voltage one. The new capacitor will charge exactly to the same voltage as the old one. This way, the capacitor will simply have some voltage reserve. A capacitor with a lower voltage is possible, but this isn't always possible. Here, we need to know the voltage at which the faulty capacitor was located in the circuit. If I'm absolutely certain that the voltage is only 5 volts, then I can use a 6.3 volt capacitor. The voltage reserve will of course be very small, but if I have nothing else on hand, why not try? Now let's talk about polarity. A capacitor has two poles, positive and negative. The negative is usually indicated on the casing either as a white stripe or small dashes. Positive is very rarely marked on capacitors. The new capacitor must be connected with the exact same polarity as the old one. Otherwise, an explosion may occur. In this case, a drawing on the board where the old capacitor was installed can help. Usually there's a circle there. The negative side of the capacitor goes into the black half, and the positive side into the white half. Now, using all the knowledge you've gained, you can easily replace the capacitor. And of course, don't forget that capacitors can be charged with very high voltage. Therefore, do not forget to discharge them before work.